It's a weird one because when I first saw them, I'm like, what is that?
The mysterious monolith returns to southern Nevada. It was spotted out by the Seven Magic Mountains with a cryptic message. The 12-foot structure includes a couple of QR codes or cryptocurrency on the backside. Fox 5 reached out to the Nevada Museum of Art, who owns the Magic Mountains. They believe the monolith was installed overnight without permission. Fox 5 spoke to visitors about where they think it came from.
I honestly think it's alien technology, kind of.
And then I saw that these guys were doing them with boards and string. I was like, oh, it's just people being silly. And then I watched a whole documentary about how the energy that bent these things over caused these nodes to explode as if they'd been cooked in a microwave.
Correct.
Like, what?
Nevada just had a monolith mysteriously suddenly appear in the desert outside Las Vegas. And this week, someone spotted one in Larimer County.
It looks pretty similar as well. Let's take a peek. Sky 9 overhead today. So there it is, about 2 miles north of Horsetooth Reservoir. Tall, rectangular, and very shiny. Like the one in Nevada, seems to be covered in mirrors. The one here in Colorado is on private property, so we left some messages with the owners and Larimer County officials trying to find out more. So far, we haven't heard any more, but as soon as we do, we'll certainly share it with you.
A mysterious monolith that recently appeared in the mountains outside Las Vegas has now been removed. Police say it was taken down yesterday because of public safety and environmental concerns. No one seems to know who put up the mirrored column, which stood about 6'4", or why they did it. Dozens of mysterious monoliths have popped up around the world in recent years.
Police tweeted, quote, "We see a lot of weird things when people go hiking, like not being prepared for the weather, but apparently even police officers were surprised by this metal structure." If this story feels familiar, here's why. In 2020, during the pandemic, another mysterious monolith was discovered in Utah, and it looked pretty similar to this new one in Nevada. So is this the work of an artist, aliens, or random YouTube pranksters?
I'm going aliens.
I had a feeling you'd take the wild card, Joe.
I think aliens, too.
Well, what was the explanation for the last one? Do you remember? I don't.
Guys, it's giving art installation, I think, right?
Yeah.
But I also disagree. I'm sure they've seen stranger things on hiking trails out there in Vegas. Come on.
It has to stay there, though, right?
How about artists who are aliens?
Let's go with that.
Middle ground. Okay. I like that. We can agree.
All right.
The mysterious monolith that has seemed to have reappeared over the weekend has led numerous people out here to try and catch a glimpse of this mystery.
We saw the post and I really wanted to come out and see it because we missed the one in Utah because they had it taken down so quickly, so I wasn't going to risk not getting to see it this time.
A shiny mystery has reappeared far from where it was first spotted on Fremont Street in December of 2020. Metro Police spotted this monolith from the air north of the valley near Gas Peak and posted about it on Monday. For the rest of us, you'll have to travel for miles along this bumpy road before you even get to the hiking trails.
No matter where you step, you just slide down. And it was 3.3 miles and 2,100 feet to the top.
Yeah.
So it was a hike.
Which is where we met Alicia Wallace and James Davis out for their second attempt looking for the object.
We searched for hours last night, hiking all the way up to the top of Gas Peak, and did not have any luck finding it, so today we're out again.
This note left at the trailhead simply says the monolith is not on this trail, so they will be heading to the other side of the mountain.
We were pretty excited when we found out that it was going to be near a trail that we are familiar with.
Dean Marecki of Skyline Helicopter Tours spotted a similar looking monolith 3 years ago, shooting this video of it. At this point, not sure if it is the same one, but it's causing a stir in the area.
In Lilo and Stitch, aliens make their presence known with a spaceship. But what if in real life the announcement came in the form of an art installation? Yesterday, the Las Vegas Metro Police Department let folks on social media know about the appearance of a mysterious monolith on a trail north of the city. They wrote, "We see a lot of weird things when people go hiking," and asked, "How did it get up there?"
I've never seen this before. Always looks like a UFO putting something down.
As you may know, this comes just 2 months after a man discovered another Washington Monument-looking thing in Wales, and he said there were no footsteps around it at all.
What the heck is that?
And in 2020, many similar-looking structures were found across the world, starting with this beauty in the desert of Utah. It was spotted accidentally by wildlife officials while they were counting bighorn sheep from a helicopter.
Even going down there, they were nervous, like, were they going to get teleported to another dimension or something? Upon closer inspection, this is definitely a human-made object.
But could humans have then, in the coming weeks, also dropped off more mystery shapes in Romania, England, California, and Montana? Just kidding, that's from the movie Arrival. But some reports say that year there were around 24 discovered in just a few short weeks.
I guess this is the thing now, right?
Thus, with so many popping up in 2020 and now a few more in 2024, it makes you wonder, A, do aliens just love an election year? Or B, are we all being pranked in an admirably communal worldwide effort? Well, for the internet, the latter just is not as fun. One commenter on the Las Vegas Facebook post writing, quote, "I'm not saying it's aliens, but it's aliens." Now, the only monolith I'm 100% convinced was made by aliens, this one, guys, constructed from gingerbread. I've tried many times to make a gingerbread house, and I've never gotten it to be 7 feet tall. What do you guys think?
Good point.
Well, Area 51.
I think they're all from aliens.
That's over there.
Yeah.
Aliens, declassifying UFO, aliens. Yeah.
See?
Thank you, Andrew. Logical
We have confirmed
answer.
it right here. On
Yeah,
World News
welcome.
Now.
The truth isn't
It's
out
cool,
there,
though.
it's in there.
How did it get there, though? Huh.
There were no footsteps.
Mystery deepens. Danny will keep following it for us.
A photographer says he watched Utah's now famous monolith fall to the ground last weekend. The structure captured worldwide attention after being discovered in a remote area southwest of Moab. How it ended up there is still a mystery.
But tonight, we know how it vanished. Fox 13's Lauren Steinbrecher spoke to a photographer who shared what a group of people said as they hauled the monolith away in pieces.
Ross Bernards goes on adventures for a living.
I'm an adventure and outdoor lifestyle photographer. That's what I do for a living. So my job depends on me finding unique and cool places.
The Colorado photographer and canyoneering expert often finds himself in some of the most remote spots in Utah. When a middle-of-nowhere place southwest of Moab found itself in the middle of an international monolith mystery last week.
I wanted to go out there and try light painting with my drone.
On Friday, Ross made the several-hour trek out. They ended up with the monolith all to themselves for about an hour for nighttime pictures, until some other visitors came walking up.
There's 4 of them. 2 of them stand back, 2 of them walk forward and walk up to the monolith and start pushing on it a little bit. And then one of them turns to my friends who are a little bit further up the canyon next to it, where I was a little further back, and said, hope you got your photos, and then just gave it a couple of big pushes, and it like just leaned over. And that's when the rest of them came up, and all 4 of them pushed it over to the one side and then pushed it back to the other side, and it just fell straight onto the ground.
Just like that, Ross watched the monolith that captivated and mystified people across the globe topple over.
Right after it had fallen over and made a loud thud, they said, one of them said, this is why you don't leave trash in the desert. And as they loading it up and walking away, they just said, leave no trace, and left.
Fast forward to the next morning, the message from the monolith demolishers on his mind. Ross would find he was hardly the only person who set out to see this strange metal sculpture in person.
It was just, you could see the road from the dust just coming up, and you could just see car after car coming and going. I mean, we probably saw 70 or 80 different cars there.
Cars and people everywhere, he says, hiking all over the place, even wandering up the wrong canyon, off trail miles up a high clearance 4x4 road.
It made me understand exactly why these people did it. I mean, one of the reasons that we didn't stop them was we all agreed with them.
For someone who says he practices leave no trace, an expert only in expert terrain, he's glad it came down. And for anyone who is buying into the conspiracy theories about how and why the mystery metal monument disappeared, let's set the record straight.
Aliens were not involved in any way, shape, or form in this thing. They had nothing to do with it. Nor was it some secret government project. None of that had anything to do with it. It was clearly an art piece by someone.
An art piece with a wild whirlwind week, now part of the desert's past.
Leave the art to places where art should be and let Mother Nature have her space for art.
Lauren Steinbrecher, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Well, the monolith isn't the only one making headlines tonight. Overseas in Romania, another mysterious monolith has been found. TMZ reporting it was found on a hill near the Romanian city of Piatra Neamț. Daily Mail also reports it's a few meters from a well-known fortress landmark. Unlike the one found in Utah, we're told the monolith in Romania appears to be made of several pieces and has wavy markings on the side.
Look, man, if you were to die tomorrow because of whatever reason, what do you want people to know right now? Like, what do you want people to know if you're just like gone?
You are not free. And this reality has far more to it than you have been allowed to believe. And God is real.
I think that all this alien extraterrestrial shit, I mean, it's fun to dig down there, but I mean, I think it's a big distraction. I don't know if it's meant to be some type of a controlled op, but I think it is. I think all this stuff is spiritual. That's what I think.
Of course it is.
I think all this stuff is spiritual. All these things that people are seeing and stuff. I think there's a spirituality component to it. Now,
that these are angels and demons, or
yeah,
what?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And where was I going with this? And anti-gravitic propulsion systems. I mean, yeah, I would hope that we have that is next generation stuff that's not, the same that we've been using since World War II.
So the light that petrified them was a source of energy that officials say is not currently known to humanity.
Whoa. We literally said jaw-dropping at the top of the story. I'm sitting there going, what?
This is a CIA report. We're not making it. This isn't a tabloid, okay?
Okay. So this file that's now declassified by the CIA. I mean, analysts that are looking at this, I mean, it does seem far-fetched, like this is some kind of sci-fi movie.
Who is leading the push for answers on UFOs. Congressman, good to have you with us. You may have heard at the very end of the debate, we asked a question about this to Governor Christie for New Jersey. There were sort of some laughs in the room, partly because of what he was saying. But here was his answer to the actual question. Watch.
The job of the President of the United States is to level with the American people about everything. Whether it was UFOs or this problem of education, and Tim's right, by the way, and I started this in 2010 by going right after the teachers' unions in New Jersey and drove them down to an all-time low popularity rating because they were putting themselves before our kids. That is the biggest threat to our country, not UFOs.
Okay, Congressman raises the question, how much of a threat do you believe these UAPs are to our national security? Tell me.
Well, in the expert testimony we had, and thank y'all so much for having me on this and not playing the thing from X-Files when I come on. But in the actual professional testimony we had, these are sworn veterans, they all agreed that it was a threat. I contend if they had this incredible technology, which was described in the sworn testimony, that they could have reduced us to carbon a long time ago. So I'm not that afraid of them, but I am afraid of the fact that we've had 14 documented near-miss incidents with our $60 million aircraft. But worse than that, American pilots, American fighting men and women are put in harm's way. And our government on one side tells us they don't exist, but yet say this film that you're looking at right here, the Tic Tac video, not TikTok like the communist Chinese propaganda, Tic Tac like the breath mint, is showing a craft with no heat signature able to fly underwater with little or no friction, come out of the water and fly. And you hear the pilots, they're laughing about it. And I've talked to those pilots. They're the best in the world. They couldn't keep up with it. They said there's nothing on this planet that has those kind of credentials. And I've been briefed in secure settings. I've been told in off the record conversations, I've viewed things that would generally, be headlines across the world, but yet we continue to deny that this exists when it's right there in front of us. And our Pentagon, though, oddly enough, on one hand is saying, I call them the war pimps because that's really what they are.